Warning. The content in this podcast contains some explicit language which may be offensive to some listeners and may be inappropriate for children. Therefore, the content in this podcast is intended for a mature audience only.
So, when'd you fall in love with hip-hop? Right here, what we're gonna do is go back.
This is Mochatea. This is Capri.
This is Dante.
And I'm Mika.
And we're outside again.
You hear the trees in the background.
And the birds.
Okay. It feels nice though.
It feels really good.
Lovely.
On this nice Memorial Day.
It is
It
Memorial
is Memorial Day. What are y'all plans today?
I'm going to the gravesite to see probably my grandfather and grandmother. And then I probably will go eat somewhere. Somebody's cooking somewhere.
I haven't been invited to a barbecue.
You haven't?
Not today.
I got invited to a couple, so I'll go to one of them. And then, are we going to the day party?
I'm going.
Okay.
She like, y'all, I don't care if y'all go. I'm going.
Exactly. She say that, and she's gonna be
She
sending
keeps
us
saying,
a fucked
"I'm
up text
going."
message later. We didn't practice today, so I don't know what. Yeah. And so she got in her mind that we going too. She just not saying it right now. We'll get that nasty text later.
I actually plan to do some work today, but I plan to try to go
It's okay. You can do it. You can stay
to
home
the
and
day
work.
party. Only because I'm working 2 days this week.
But you can stay
So I
home and
need
Oh,
work.
to catch up.
You going to the day party?
I'll probably go.
You don't have to go.
I might go. So we'll see. I know I don't have to go, but I'm just saying I might go. So
I'm going to be there. So that's my plan. So after I leave here, I'll probably go eat somewhere. Me and Legend. And I get off about 5 o'clock, and then I'll be at the day party.
I just said I was going with you, gal.
she's like, I
I'm
don't care if
already-
y'all
yeah.
go. That's basically what
If
she
you keep
said.
on saying I don't care, shoot, I didn't earn my clothes and all that.
You did?
I plans ahead, Jesus. I gotta get my plans ahead. I earned my clothes after I earned this. I earned my
I don't even know what I'm wearing. If I go, I was thinking about that earlier.
I figured I'd switch it up, be comfortable today, early.
This help talking about she gonna work. And if we had to practice, she wouldn't have been working.
I was still gonna work after we practiced.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, I was working.
But you can
today
work after the day
regardless.
party. The day party ain't gonna last that long.
What time is it over? You said
That
it started at
parties are
7.
usually-
I asked you what time it was over, and you didn't. You never told me.
Right, most part day parties ain't gonna be. If we was gonna practice till about 8:30, you wasn't gonna get home till about 9. You wasn't gonna
That's
probably work
true.
till about 9:30. I just want you to know, most day parties don't last till midnight.
I'm just saying, if I get tempted and have a drink, I won't be working on nothing. Is all I'm saying.
Well,
Understandable.
That's all.
you got a question for us?
I don't. And I don't have because I don't have my phone. I do have a question though. Let me think about the question because it was in my phone. I was supposed to ask it yesterday, but we never got to it.
I got a question I seen on Facebook.
What's the question?
So somebody had posted like a debate question, said, okay, so a guy is in love with 2 women. I mean, well, he's involved with 2 women, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy's involved with 2 women. He goes to the first woman and says, I love you, you're the only one. Second woman he goes to and says, I love you, but there's someone else. Who does he really care about more?
The one that I love you and you're somebody else because he's being truthful and honest to her. To me, I think that anyway.
I don't know. I feel like I love you and you're the only one because he don't want to hurt her. The other one to me is like, I love you, there's somebody else. It's kind of saying like, accept it or reject it type of deal. I mean, I know he's being honest, but I just feel like he don't want to lose the one that he's saying that she's the only one because he's afraid if I tell her the truth, even though it's not right, but if I tell her the truth, she might leave. The other one, if I tell her the truth, she may leave or she may stay. That's how I look at that.
And I kind of was leaning more towards that, too. I didn't know. I was kind of broke between the middle because I felt the same way, like he was being honest, you know, saying that there's someone else. It may not be someone else he's in love with. He might not have told her that he was in love with her. It's just someone else I may be seeing, you know, and I want to be honest and kind of clear the air because I'm in love with you. Or it could be, you know what I'm saying, he didn't want to lose the other one. So it's kind of,
But I guess in the spaces of a lot of men think that that's kind of how I didn't want to hurt you. I love you.
Yes.
So I didn't tell you the truth. But I just don't think that, like, love itself allows you to lie to people. Like, I just don't, even if it's going to cause me to lose you. Because what if he was like, I'm going to be honest with her, even if it causes me to lose her. I love her so much to understand. I recognize that I should probably tell her there's someone else. But if I lose her, I love her enough to tell her that I will lose her. I don't want to be the woman that you love and don't want to tell. Tell me. Give me the option. We always say that.
Yeah, we do. I think you should, though. Like, if we in a situation, you know what I'm saying? Give me the option. Like, that I can choose. But what if you never knew about that woman? And what if he breaks it off with her and, you know, you say, okay, well, let's be exclusive. And he actually just breaks it off with her. And
you never knew about it?
Yeah, you never need to know about it. Y'all just go on with it. So, I mean.
So, but do you want to be the woman who never knew, who finds out years later? Or the woman who knew? Because I guess the other question to that would be, if you're the woman who's like, oh, you have someone else and you walk away, does that leave him with the woman that he only knew? Because what if he, you know, he just substitutes you walking away with somebody else? So then at the end of the day, is he giving, like, the girl that he's telling you're the only one, there is still someone else, but what if he just keeps substituting her because she just keeps walking away because he's telling her the truth?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, either way, neither one of them got it good because he's telling one there's somebody else and he's keeping a secret from the other. So neither one of them have it good. But I think I think I would just rather not know.
I think I would rather know and give me the option. Because that means that I can walk away.
What I'm saying is, when I say rather not know is, we gone about our lives for years upon years, and then I find out 20 years later that you had somebody back then. At this point, I don't even care.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Because you've been with me for the last 20 years. So, that's what I'm saying. I guess it really wouldn't matter to me. Because, I mean, to me, we all
kind of just dating.
Yeah, we all kind of do that.
Yeah.
Like, when we're dating, we all have other people that we talk to. And I don't necessarily feel the need to disclose every single thing to you if I know that I'm going to break this off over here and be in focus on you. Why do I need to disclose all that?
But he said this isn't like dating. He told these people he in love with them. I think that's
he
past
said, I love you.
Okay. I think that's past the dating phase. And for me, I guess my other part about that is, if, like I said, for me, I feel like when you tell me I'm the only one and there's others, there can always be others. And so even, I don't know that you're necessarily protecting me, or if you're just being selfish and keeping me around because you feel like if you tell me, then I'll walk away. But this other girl, you know that if you tell her, she's either going to make one or two choices. She's either going to stay, because we don't know that she will walk away. Because if he tells her, I'm in love, I love you, but there's somebody else, she still might stay. Meaning that we may be 20 years down the road and find out that she's always known about you, but you've never known anything about her.
But my thing is, I guess I don't want to know because I don't want to feel like I'm competing for somebody. I don't want to feel like, oh, well, I wonder, at what point is he going to leave me alone for this other woman? I'd just rather not know. But if you want to be with her, go on and be with her. If you want to be with me, then just be with me. But I don't need to know if you got somebody else and you love both of us and you can't really decide who you want to be with.
It just depends on the situation. Because if we dating, you ain't got to tell me either.
Right.
Because, I mean, like I said, again, you don't disclose everybody you dating with. You don't be like, well, hey, I'm going out on a date on this person. I think it is kind of fucking weird when people want to know. You know what I'm saying? When people, like women or men, want to know, like if you're dating outside of them, I think it's kind of weird if y'all not exclusive. So, I mean, probably don't tell me and we can move past it and just go on with it.
I just don't want to know. And then we can just move on to our relationship, our monogamous relationship, and just be happy.
But are you really, but this is the thing, so you move on, and what if we get further down the road, and this isn't, like I said, I don't think people are telling people they love them in their dating phase. So I think you get, no, not necessarily at the beginning, not when you're talking about dating all these other people, and
no, I don't probably think wouldn't be at the beginning, but you're probably still
I think there's
dating.
some time, at some point, you get to some point where, I think in the space of I love yous, that's beyond the I'm dating other people, you shouldn't know who I'm dating. I think at some point you feel the need to tell me, meaning that we probably discussed being exclusive. If you come out and say I love you,
your
but
situationship exclusive, you just told us he said I love you. Have y'all discussed being exclusive?
No, we haven't.
See, my point exactly.
But what I'm saying is, but at this point, so then neither one of us can talk about exclusive or who has what on the other side of things. But if you come to me and say, I love you, you're the only one, I love you, but there's someone else, there's probably something that sparked that need for that conversation. Meaning that we're probably in a space where we might be looking and things might look like they need to be exclusive, or we might need to be discussing what this is going to look like, or we're moving towards the exclusive.
Exactly. That's why I don't want to know what was outside of that, because we just now moving to the other level.
Right, and
so
I feel like if he tell you, I love you, but there's someone else, and I still sit here knowing that there's someone else and I'm okay with that, to me it's opening the door for you to just still be with somebody else. And us to continue to do whatever we're doing, to stay on this road that we're on while you have somebody else.
And even if you're not, even if you're making that decision, you're unconsciously making that decision when he tell you, I love you, but you're the only one, and there's someone else. Because now you don't really know.
He didn't say, and there's someone else. He said, I love you. You're the only one.
He said it's two different, but the scenario was two different women.
Yeah.
One he told her, one he didn't.
Yes.
So there's still two different women. So one, you're making a choice to stay because you choose. You can either choose to stay or leave. The other one, she's being drugged into a situation that she may not necessarily know, because we don't know that the girl that he told, I got another woman, is leaving. So then you still, either way, you're not necessarily competing, but either way, you still have somebody else, depending on who the somebody else is.
It depends how you know that he ain't going to break it off with if you okay with being in this monogamous relationship. You just got to be trustful. That's when your trust thing got to kick in.
Exactly.
You just got to trust him. If y'all getting to the point where y'all having conversations about he love you and you the only one, at that point, you got to kind of move. That trust thing got to...
Hopefully.
I mean, that's hopefully any relationship.
But I mean, it's the same thing. So who's to say that if you go into space and he says, I love you, but there's someone else, he's not going to break it off with someone else?
He may.
I mean, I think you can see that in both spaces. That if I love you, but there's somebody else, and then I say, well, if you love me, then there will be no one else.
But the follow-up question will be, okay, if I stay, what are you going to do about this?
Someone else.
Like, do you plan on breaking it off? And then if he say, well, I don't really know what I want to do. Well, if you don't really know what you want to do, then just leave me alone at that point.
Right.
If you can't decide and I don't know, then I'm not for you, clearly, because...
Well, my space is, I just say, be honest with me. Give me the option. I've always been that person. I don't want to find out 20 years later that there's someone else, because I mean, it's one thing to find out 20 years later that there was someone else 20 years ago. But what if in 20 years, the somebody else is still lagging and y'all still going and we still pushing and she's still pushing with us and she's been pushing with us this whole 20 years?
Give me an option if you're married or something. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm saying be honest in that case. But I'm just saying if we're dating and you say you're the only one, I probably ain't going to ask no other questions. But if you're dating and you have someone else, there is going to be questions to follow. Give me an option in that case.
Give me an option if you plan on being, if you're telling me in any space that if we're going into spaces where we're saying that we're going to be exclusive with each other before I marry you, before I do anything exclusive with you, give me an option at that point. If there's someone else, then I need you to give me the option to say that I want to continue to proceed with this.
But I'm saying if he's saying you're the only one, there is no option.
You just don't know that there's another option, though.
Well, you don't know there's another option either way. You know what I'm saying? If he's saying that you're the only one, you just got to trust that fact.
But in the scenario, he's got two different women. One he's telling the truth to, and one he's not telling the truth to. And so if we're talking in that scenario, I'm saying I would rather be the one you say I love you, but there's somebody else, so then I have the option to decide what I'm doing going forward. Then I would be the girl that you say I love you and you're the only one and there's still somebody else.
Yeah.
So don't lie to me.
But the question was, who do you think he cares more? So you think he cares for the one that he's being honest to?
I don't think he cares any less for either of the two, because we can look at it in both directions. One, you can say he cares about the other girl, he's honest, and he tells her what, he's just being honest with her and giving her the option. And the other one, he's trying to protect her. We can say he loves her. I don't know that he cares for either of them even more. But again, I'm just like I said, for me in that space, yes. I would say you didn't care for me anymore because you didn't tell me. So you didn't give me the option to decide whether or not I wanted to stay in this situation or not. Because like I said, there's still two different women. One's been getting the truth and one's not. I would rather be the one that gets the truth.
I guess when I look at it, I'm thinking, he's telling me I love you, you're the only one. And to me, he's breaking it off. He's not even...
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully that's what you think. Yeah.
I mean, why? It's no point even telling me about her because you plan on breaking that off anyway, and we moving on with our life. That's how I look at it.
Right. And I would hope that when you did that, a man that comes to you and tells you that
that's the purpose.
Yeah,
That's
telling
the part
me.
that he stopped dating everybody else
Right.
because I'm the only one. You know
So
what
ain't
I'm
no
saying?
point in telling me
So,
about you used to mess with this one, and
Keisha,
this one.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, because
Right.
I am the only one at this point. We are moving forward into our relationship,
We're
and I
moving
am
forward.
the only
So
one. at
that's
this
still
point.
a sense of honesty if you're saying you're the only one, meaning I've cut off everybody else. So you truly are the only one.
Right.
Yes.
So there's still that honesty part of that. But if you come at me, you telling me that just to simply save my feelings, don't save my feelings.
No, hopefully he ain't just saving my fucking feelings. I'm hoping
Right.
he being honest with me.
Right.
Right.
In that
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, like, I love you, you're the only one.
Right.
Like, don't bullshit me.
Don't bullshit me. Don't save my feelings.
Yeah.
Don't come telling me you the only one and there's this other girl over here that been over here and you still dragging her. She's still going, but you just ain't
Exactly.
telling me because you feel like if you tell me you gonna lose me.
Exactly.
You gonna lose me even more if I find out later that I was not the only one and this whole time you've been lying.
Right.
True.
So I would rather you, if you're telling me, look, I love you and you're the only one, tell me that in spaces where you are really truly in that space. I'm really the only one. I'm really the only person you're dating. And that's all you want, because I'm not going to question it. But at the other side of that is if you do have other people, tell me I love you, but there's somebody else, so that I can make a decision
So
as to
I
why
can make a choice.
You're
Yes.
right, what I want to do.
That's true. Like, if there is someone else, definitely tell. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be the one that we sitting down to eat and somebody else walk up on us.
Right. And
I'm
you
like,
had just told me I was the only
Yes.
one.
And she like, what the fuck is you doing? And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is going on?
Who is this?
Yeah, who is
Or
this?
or you're the other one, and now you got to stalk her because she's trying to figure out, well, who's the other one?
Exactly.
Because she's the other girl that he told, I love you, but there's somebody else.
Exactly.
And now she's stalking and lurking behind looking for you.
Or making fake pages.
Making fake pages.
Making
or
fake
sitting,
pages.
or sitting in the corner at, you got people that sit in the corner at restaurants, or we out at the day party,
Exactly.
and this bitch keep looking at me, and I'm trying to figure out, like, why she keep looking at me.
Especially if you like one of them people that tag your every location. It's
Oh
easy for
my
somebody
God.
to track you and
It
stalk you.
is.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah, they tag everywhere they at.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, they hold it.
Everything about them.
I'd be like, Mama, stop tagging me in this shit. Girl, like when we somewhere to eat, stop tagging me.
Where everybody check in somewhere.
Yes.
I mean, but you don't know. Like, I mean, that's what I said. So I would rather be that person. I don't
If you
want
got a
to.
Facebook stalker, oh, she is such and such. And then you
Exactly.
just
Oh,
go
hold
to
on.
her.
Or
Let me
our
see who she
discussion.
with.
Our discussion about people showing up at your wedding.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you was the only one and thought you was the only one, and then there was.
And then there go her homegirl. And her homegirl is your friend on Facebook and really don't know that you the other one, and all of a sudden she done tagged, about to see so and so get
Get
married.
married.
And then here come, oh shit.
Yeah,
and
that
she
would
show
hurt.
up in a wedding dress on you at your wedding.
Okay.
To be honest with me, either direction. So if I'm the only one, then I'm the only one. That's
Exactly.
fine. You love me when you tell me I'm the only one and you cutting everybody else off. I don't really care to know who everybody else is, who everybody else was. If you was dating anybody else, when we get to that space of this is what that conversation is. But tell me if you want to continue on, and there's going to be somebody else.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Let
that
me
I
know.
don't so I can decide, I love you too, or I loved you too. But this ain't gonna work no more.
This is just not gonna.
But I think a lot of times
Say for
women
me.
will stay in it because you felt like he was honest with you.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it's like, well, he didn't lie to me. He was honest with me. He gave me the choice. So I think I'm going to stick in it, stay in it.
It's so funny because I was listening to Derek Jackson yesterday, and he was talking about a woman stopped and asked him, and like DM'd him and asked him, like, why do men say you're too good for me? Like, you're too good for me, and then you stick around. Like, basically, he's like, so basically, like, if you go into a bank and somebody comes in with a mask and a gun and they get ready to rob the bank and they say, anybody that want to leave now, you got the right to leave. He said, are you going to stay in that bank or are you going to walk your ass out the door? He said, basically what they doing is letting you know up front that
The thing shit.
that I'm not shit. So
Basically.
I'm not shit.
So that's the key word when a dude say, I'm too good for you.
You're too good for me.
It's time to run.
You might be right. And
You
just
too
go
good for
ahead
me.
and walk-
So then what happens is, he said what happens is a lot of women stay because the truth is so rare. And being honest is so rare these days that people are like, well, at least you were being honest with me.
But I've talked to you about this. When I was listening to Oprah and I think Maya Angelou, they say people tell you the truth anyway. They really do tell you the truth,
They
but
do.
we overlook it. they really tell us how they are and who they are. We just look past it.
From the beginning.
From the very beginning, but we look past it. Like, oh, he'll change, or no.
Well, at least he told me the truth. At least he was honest about it and told me that there was somebody else. He could have not told me.
Because I do have a friend that's actually been in a relationship with a guy for probably about 4 or 5 years. And initially, he told her the truth. She's been in a situationship, I guess you could say. He told her the truth that he had other women, but she chose to stay. She like, it don't matter, girl. He was honest, and you know what I'm saying. But her, her feelings was so involved. Like, she used to like sit out. They stayed in the same apartment complex and everything, and she used to sit out and kind of watch. And it just you kind of put yourself in a predicament that you don't want to be in. And true enough, he honest. So you really can't say nothing. Because that'd be my thing. Like, if they being honest, you can't even really trip. That you can't even be mad at him. You know what I'm saying? Because he is honest with you.
And you chose to stay.
So when you put yourself in that predicament, you put yourself in kind of like a fucked up predicament.
So when she would sit outside of his house and see women coming in and out, what would she do? Like, just sit there?
She would be on the phone and her feelings would be hurt.
But she would never confront him about it.
She might, throw little, how you kind of be sarcastic and make little responsible. What can she say?
Yeah.
Because it was he was honest with her. Like, he told her from the very beginning that he had a few different friends and he didn't want a relationship. I mean, what can you say?
That's true.
If somebody come to you and was just like upfront, it's like, I don't want a relationship. We can mess around. We can do what we need to do, but I'm not going to call you my woman.
Right.
What can you say?
Right. Because I think what ends up happening is people see these fairy tales, and I think we've been fed this fairy tale dream that I might not have necessarily been who you originally wanted. But at some point in this, you're going to change and want me and change who you are. You'll see me, and I'm gonna be this great, wonderful woman, and I'm gonna change your mind.
And that's what they think. Women think that you go on, and years on, think that at some point he gonna see you as wifey material. Because you
didn't cook, clean.
That's why you heard me for real. Like, you cooking, you cleaning, you going to buy his kids shit, you doing this, you doing that, and eventually you think at some point he gonna be like, she the one. And that's the ones that we was talking about. Eventually he gonna leave your ass and you gonna see him with somebody in 6 months and be engaged. Because if he felt like he was wifey material, why wouldn't he stop messing with them well off? Years in. Y'all been years in. Like, why wouldn't he just leave them alone?
Right. But it's the thing, like women do. Women think, but that's the same. Women think if I get pregnant by him, then that'll change it. That'll change this perspective. He'll want me then. Or if I just show him. So I show up every day and I cook, I clean, I wash his dirty drawers.
You could be the best woman ever to him.
Right.
But if he don't want you, he don't want you.
Right.
Exactly.
If he don't want you on that level.
Right.
Exactly.
And all he doing is taking advantage of all the relationship.
The benefits.
The benefits of it, for real.
You're like, well, shit, if she gonna do it, I'm gonna let her.
And I would too, though.
Why would I stop her?
Why would I stop?
Right.
So. Why?
Right. You gonna pay for my dinner. You gonna cook and clean my house. You
heard me?
Make sure my kids get everything they need. Like, why wouldn't I?
I'm gonna take advantage of all that.
Right.
And some.
Right. You paying my bills, and I get to say, and I get to have sex, and I can have sex with you,
and these 3 other girls too, and you know, shit, this is the life.
Right.
I'm living my best life.
and you know I'm messing with other people.
Right.
And I ain't even got a mind, so I can tell you today, oh no, you can't stop by today because my friend coming over.
Right. And you can watch her walk in and walk back out.
And you still gonna be here?
And you still gonna be here?
Doing everything I need you to do?
That's the life.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
So, today we're supposed to be talking about controversial topics.
Yep.
So, this, for some reason, and I don't know if it's because of just my past and how I grew up, but this whole marijuana thing and all these dispensaries and commercials and billboards is like just tripping me out.
A lot of them.
And I don't know why, but it, like, when I see it, it trips me out. And I think it's even, I don't know, and I even get mad because there's still so many people locked up behind something that they've made. I mean, it's not legal, but it's legal. Exactly. You know, they're making, and I heard that it was like 2 fees that you have to pay. I guess you have to pay like a doctor's recommendation fee and then an application fee.
The state. Mm-hmm.
Yes, 2 fees in order to get your license. So one of the questions was, basically, should all drugs be legal so the government can ensure they are safe and to reduce the power of organized crime? Do you think that all drugs should be legal?
I don't agree with all drugs being legal. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with all drugs. I could definitely see weed being legal. You know what I'm saying? But once you start, I mean, I guess if they saying to make it safe, you know, because heroin and ice and all the ecstasy pills, I don't know, like, what that would look like as far as, is there a way to make that safe?
I don't know. I guess what they're trying to do is the question is to reduce organized crime, like the cartel and all that stuff. You know, how cocaine and how they're making so much money off of it, and even weed. You know, a lot of drug dealers made a lot of money off weed. So I just feel like the government decided to make it legal so they can get. I mean, kind of like alcohol. Remember, at one point back in the day, it used to be illegal, and it's just a way, you know, for the government to make money off of it. And I want to say last month, Oklahoma by itself had like $14 million in marijuana sales. Just in a month of April.
I would not doubt that. I just seen where Colorado is legal at this point, but I just seen where they got like a marijuana mall.
A marijuana mall?
Mall. Colorado, I think I'm guessing within the last 2 or 3 weeks, opened the first marijuana mall.
So they just sell weed in there, that's it?
In the mall, just weed. I'm guessing everything that comes along with it, edible,
right.
Whatever that looks like. But yes, they actually have a marijuana mall in Denver, Colorado. I'm like, wow.
I guess I struggle with, like, the whole thing of all drugs. Just because I know the effects that drugs have on families, on kids, on people's lives. Like, I don't know that you want to legalize every single drug just to control it. I think sometimes what the government does, like Dante said, and when you look at liquor stores, I mean, it didn't reduce the deaths. I mean, matter of fact, legalizing alcohol or liquor, now you look at people with DUIs, and, you know, you have to make stricter DUI laws, and you have to make stricter laws about people driving under the influence because it's legal to buy it.
Exactly.
It's legal to drink it. But it's illegal to be operating and moving around when you own it. And people are killing people and taking people's lives. So you literally, you know, they're having to make stricter laws to kind of enforce that so people aren't getting in their cars and driving, you know, and driving drunk and killing people. But also, like, I understand the whole marijuana thing. Like I said, I don't think that, I've never met a person, even who's had a baby that was smoking marijuana, whose baby was just completely tore up. Like, you know,
exactly.
But if you look at, like, heroin babies or meth babies or crack babies or babies that are born that are addicted to PCP or cocaine, it's just different. It's
totally different.
It causes deformities. You have babies who come out who literally can't function. It's just things like that to me would make it where I would be like, no, don't legalize that, because then you have people who are just taking it, who are ruining other people's lives or having kids that's lives are just completely ruined before they even start. Hell, and then we make a stricter abortion law. So why would we, you know, so it's not like the woman can go and get an abortion at this point because...
And she's addicted to drugs.
And now you forcing her to have this drug baby
that she can't take care of.
Who may, you know, turn around and be so addicted and so fucked up in life that they can't even function. You know, like, I feel like that's where it becomes an issue for me. Like, I don't know that you can make meth safer.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think, how can you, you know what I'm saying? In so many ways, how can you make that safer?
Yeah. But see, I've never heard of anybody losing their whole, like, job and life and wife and all that stuff over marijuana.
Exactly.
So I think that factors into it, and probably, like, why they legalize it. But I'm with y'all. I don't agree. I don't think they should make all drugs legal just to make it safer, to control it more.
Should the government control enough?
They do. But
I mean, and I understand, like, I mean, maybe if you have, you know, some addicts, you know, but that's what rehabs have. They do have safer methods to be able to get addicts off of drugs. You know, like when people are on heroin, they give them or meth, they give them methadone. You know, or they kind of hit to try to help them come down off of, so that you're not just bringing people or dropping people off of out of an addiction.
Right.
So I think that there are ways to be able to help people safely get off of drugs. But like I said, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody's family, like Dr. said, been completely ruined outside of your family being completely ruined because the police or somebody raid the shit out your house and take everybody to jail for marijuana. But outside of that, I don't see anybody's life falling off the hinges because they smoke weed every day.
So what about opioids, though?
I have a problem with opioids, and opioids are very legal.
I know, and I feel like the doctors who write in prescriptions are like drug dealers, really, because they have deals with the pharmaceutical companies.
Very
so
much
it's like
so.
the same thing to me.
They push us.
I mean
you got some of them who don't like the VA. Example, any veterans, you can't tell them no. So when they go in and say they're in pain, you have to give them medication. You have to prescribe them something.
In some areas in pain, they really can't tell you that you don't have pain. Like if I go in there and say my back hurt, you can't go in and tell me that my back, I just don't have this chronic nerve in my back that does not hurt. There's not a way that you can determine that. So you have to prescribe some type of pain medication because you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that my neck, up in her, you can't, there's not a way to determine
It
that.
seems like they should be able to do like MRIs and x-rays though.
They can, but there's still no way. Like the nervous system itself, I think is what the issue is. So like if they tell you your nervous system, they can't really dictate how damaged or
how much you are in pain.
Yeah, because my mom, she had an issue with her back.
Girl, look at the damn peacocks. Why is it
Girl,
peacocks?
no, they ain't peacocks.
What is them, ducks?
They look like they some kind of hen, maybe. I think.
How did we just stop the camera?
Never know what you see on the east side.
Oh God, okay.
So,
but they do have peacocks that fly.
I don't know what those are, but they've been over here for
they
about
look weird,
a month.
They look like a peacock /
and they won't get out the street.
They won't get out the street?
No. If you in your car, you honking, all of that. They don't
know what no car is. Huh?
Well.
And they just all in the people's grass.
Yeah,
they may be baby peacocks.
They may be women. The female peacocks don't have the tails.
They look like peacocks by the face.
They may be female peacocks.
I don't know where they.
Then I think about that. Peacocks, women don't have tails. The males have tails to make them attractive.
Okay, girl. When they walked across it, I'm like, what the fuck is these? Okay.
Yeah, they like their yard down there. They always in their yard.
Don't we sound country?
Or they be down the street. Look, Oklahoma. That's Oklahoma.
That is Oklahoma for you. Look, they just all running around.
But now that I think about it, the female peacocks don't have tails. Just the males. The males have tails.
By face.
Sorry, y'all. We had some animals just rolled up on us. Y'all know we outside on the porch.
Right.
But yeah, back to just when it comes to pain, I don't think, there's not a way to kind of determine it.
Oh, I was saying my mom, so they assumed, or they went in and they just saw like some disc pressing up against the nerve, so they assumed that was the problem, and she had surgery on that area, and they were like, oh, oops.
Oh, that's not it.
That's not it. We just basically did surgery on the wrong part of your body.
And they will, because they don't know.
Because they're guessing. So you're right. They can't tell.
You can tell them all day long where it's hurting and all that. What's hurting her. I'm in real excruciating pain. What's your pain level? I'm 10, And what they're going to have to do is just, anybody can go in there and say
you could be at a 2 and be like, it's 10, it's 11.
You could be at a 0.
Yes.
And go in there and say 10.
Yeah.
10, and most, probably emergency room, they won't just pretty much they kind of try to watch out for that, but
they have made some stricter laws where, like, you can't, like, so... if you go so many different pharmacies, the pharmacies are now linked together, and they have a system that they pull up your name and your information for opioids and stuff like that. So if you go in and try to fill a prescription and you've been to 15 different, or even 2 different pharmacies, if you've been to 2 different pharmacies within a certain amount of time, then they pull you ding on their system, so they won't fill your prescriptions.
And then they do it now where like what is it called? What they call them, footballs. What do people take? They sell the pills. What do people most buy?
You said football.
Footballs. I'm saying that's the name of the pills when they,
I thought you meant people who play football.
I don't know.
No, Xanax.
Yes.
Xanax, now they only give you like a week.
At a time?
At a time.
So what is Xanax for? Is it anxiety?
Yes.
Okay.
So they give you like a week prescription, and you have to go back to your doctor again to get another week.
So they make it inconvenient.
They make it really inconvenient for you to get them where, you know what I'm saying, people just popping Xanax pills around her, and they make it real fucking convenient. You ain't going to be wanting to make no appointment every fucking week to go to your damn doctor.
And it's probably like a $25 copay, too, on top of that.
Well, depends
depends
on your doctor.
Depends, because, those can still have Medicaid. It's an income. That's income based. So
I thought you had to be pregnant in order to have Medicaid.
they have some forms of Medicaid. But you can have mental health Medicaid without having the like healthcare Medicaid where you go to the doctor and stuff. But you can also get like your mental health needs met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like you can get a therapist or like you can go to substance abuse.
Okay.
Things like that, and they can prescribe.
Yep, they can.
Xanax to you.
Xanax, girl, yes, and they make it real fucking hard just to, you know what I'm saying? Just for
That's a
anxiety.
good
Like
thing.
for fucking anxiety, like I gotta come back every fucking.
I mean,
week.
But you don't have an anxiety. I think the other part about anxiety thing is unless you have like severe anxiety where you have anxiety every single day, we probably don't need to take like a Xanax every single day.
No, but still, if they only prescribing you a weekend, even if you do it, take a half of a pill, you know, and most of the prescription, the milligrams are so fucking low. You know what I'm saying? You getting a 25 milligram, you taking 12, 2 weeks, you still got to go back in 2 weeks. That's still kind of fucking inconvenient.
Right.
Or if you can don't go once a month, it still make it pretty much inconvenient, you know, for you to do it. But I understand the reason behind it.
Oh, yeah, because people abuse it.
Yes.
And because people are losing their lives over opioids. Shit, you got all these damn people out here that are in jail for crack and heroin, and you got full communities who are overdosing on opioids every day.
Every day.
Every day. You got some people working out in the, you know, in the medical field, well, like the EMTs and firefighters and stuff that are responding to people who are overdosing on opioids
That be
every
addicted.
day.
Nurses and shit.
Every day.
I mean,
Caring for you.
They have access to it.
They do. They caring for you, but they asses in there be the main ones that be on popping them pills, which is crazy. Fucking crazy. What's another question, Dante?
So, another one on here. Do you think teachers should be trained to use a gun, or should there be an armed security guard in the schools? You know, for a while they were talking about that with the school shootings, about, you know, teachers being allowed to carry a handgun or concealed carrier. Me, personally, I disagree with that. We always had a security guard in the school. We always had an Oklahoma City police officer, and we had metal detectors, and we never had any issues, like as far as somebody coming trying to shoot at the school or nothing like that.
You went to Douglas friend.
I mean, I know that.
But no, I went to Northwest Classroom. I mean, we wasn't no predominantly black school. You know, Northwest Classroom was more like Asians and Chinese, Vietnamese, stuff like that. And they wasn't shooting up schools either. But the fact was, it was okay for them, you know, but shoot, look at these schools that they is going to shoot up still, you know what I'm saying? But the fact is, like, having a teacher in a room, I wouldn't agree with that. Because teachers get in their feelings real quick, like, nowadays, because these kids is real fucking disrespectful.
Or what if kid attacks a teacher, gets their gun, and then shoots somebody else with their gun? I don't think it is safe to have a gun in a classroom, period.
No.
No. Because what if they have mental problems and you don't even really know about? And one of the kids triggered them to no end, because kids can't push your buttons, especially high school.
Hell yeah,
especially high school kids.
Yeah. Middle school too. You get to them point, them little kids. You go to them schools nowadays. You walk in them schools, them little kids. These motherfucking kids is bad. Like I was sitting there talking to this lady the other day, and she was saying like her son's teacher was calling her like on a day-to-day basis, just saying like, you know, he's in the class, he's talking about me, and she's like, he talking about you? Well, suspend him. She like, the teacher's calling the mama on a day-to-day basis, like, he's talking about me, and you know, this and that. She was like, well, suspend him. You know, she'll call. She said she was calling like every day. Well, he's doing this, he's doing that. She was like, well, flunk him. I can't. He's a straight A student. She said, so she eventually had to go sit in the class with the kid. She said this kid's in there throwing empty Dr. Pepper cans at the teacher, doing this, cussing the teacher out. They doing all kind of shit. Could you imagine some shit like that? Somebody throwing some shit. You know, you snap.
And the teacher just got the gun, and she just gonna unload on all of the kids.
Hell yeah.
She mad.
She unload on the kids or unload on herself. Because if she ain't got the ability to defend herself,
exactly,
she might pull that gun out and shoot herself in front of the kids.
And that would be a disturbing type of some shit. That's some crazy shit.
It would. So it's funny we're talking about like shootings and how it never happens at a black school. So I was reading this meme yesterday. It says, when telling a story, black folks always want to know if the person was black or white. It makes the story make sense. Because you know, it's like they
That's
say,
true.
they be like, well, she
That's
black or
true.
white.
Because Capri was just telling me a story in the house a while ago about a kid acted out. I said, black or white? Did not. I did say black or white.
It make the story
It makes the story
sense.
sense. It do.
Because usually, not to be racist, but there
No,
are
not
things
at all.
that typically don't happen in our community. Like,
Exactly.
kids aren't typically getting guns and coming into black schools and shooting up the black schools. But
No.
again, black schools got armed police officers patting down the kids at the front of the school.
You hear me?
And so I feel like what we might need to be also looking at is that all schools might need that same level of security. Y'all are afraid
they
that
do.
our kids is bringing it in and shooting kids down and turn and gonna shoot up the school, when in all actuality you have no level of security and they're coming into your schools. You got Johnny, who the kids done pissed off to the level of they done bullied his ass to the level of he's ready to snap, and now Johnny's coming back with his daddy's AK-46
In his
and he's
backpack.
about to in his
Shit.
backpack, and he's about to let everybody know how pissed off he is.
You hear me?
And the problem is, I think that, like I said, we don't need to arm our teachers, but we do need to make our schools safer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I
I mean,
understand
and we had a detector and a security guard, a police officer from 6 through 12. For years, that's all I ever dealt with. And when I talked to people who went to like other schools or predominantly white schools, they didn't have that. They never had police officers or metal detectors or any of that.
I mean, we have
And
police
Douglas
officers.
still have it.
And you barely could remember. We used to have to put our backpack on the table.
yeah.
Right, and they
And they
search
used to
it.
search your backpack. They
Yes.
don't do that shit.
Yes, they searched
They
everything
ain't
every
doing. They
day.
ain't doing something. They ain't doing these schools out here in Moore and Edmond like that. They ain't doing that to their bad.
Or they
had
sent them
drug
kids,
dogs.
or they sent they sent you to school at one point with a see-through backpack.
We had see-through
Yes.
backpacks, and they had drug dogs that would come up there every now and
Yes.
then. That would run the hallways
Yes, they
and
would.
smell your lockers. And if your locker went off, they would call you out of class and arrest you or whatever they had to do.
Right.
They
So-
need to bring more of that back. I
Right.
don't know where they got away from it.
Right.
Or maybe add it to the schools that they don't have it in. Because I'm pretty sure shit.
Douglas
in these
still
schools
have
that,
it.
That's what I was going to say. In these our kids' school. Like,
Well,
you know what I'm
can
saying?
still just walk through. It's not like that.
But they probably still have a police officer or a security guard
They do.
on
not
campus.
on campus. Yes,
That's what
they
I'm
do. They
saying.
do. Yeah, they
Some
do still
kids
have a
on
police
campus, and they
officer.
still got to go through metal detectors.
Right.
and
Some
shit.
schools don't even have that. They don't have a security
Right.
guard or anything. So
No.
my thing is, don't arm the teachers. Put a security guard. Put them on staff. Put
Right.
them on payroll like you do the teachers. And
Well, okay,
they're
but
there
the
to
other
protect
part about
your
that is
school.
you can. So the city pays the police officers and the state pays the teachers. So you can't put them on payroll. I get that part. So, but we
Somebody's
do need to
paying
have a contract because they're city employees. But maybe the schools will have a contract with the city. I don't know
They
that if I
need
was a
to.
police officer that I would go work for Oklahoma City schools because hell, they barely pay. And
But they do though.
They barely paying them, but they do because the
Yeah,
city
they do.
contracts
Yeah.
with the schools. In the schools that they are in, the city contracts with their school for a police officer to be there, and that's what he gets paid for all day.
Exactly.
But he's getting paid city salary. So maybe we do need to have that level where we contract. So Moore needs to contract with their city police officers. Edmond needs to contract with their city
And we
police
had
officers.
a black police officer in our school. That's all I pretty much ever seen in the school was black police
That's
officers.
the only one
Right.
who took the job.
Yeah. Nigga, I ain't dealing with them damn
Yeah,
nigga kids.
you talking about on the east side. They probably offered that job, and he was the only one who was like, well,
How much you pay?
I guess I'll take it. He was lower. Look, he was lower seniority, so he had to be. Well,
versus
you got that one.
doing that versus desk duty.
Yes. Well, you got that job. Because when I went to my son's school last week, I had to go through a metal detector before I walked in the school.
See?
As a parent, right there at the front door. It's a damn security right there at the front door, and you go right through that metal detector.
Yeah, I've been up to Douglas lately, and there's not a security. There's like the PE teacher. There is the metal detector,
Oh, okay.
but it's like
Yeah,
the
they
PE
have
teacher sitting at a seat next to the metal detector, and I done just walked around the metal detector before he ain't never stopped me.
Yeah, you got girl. They got an actual security up there, but I didn't walk around.
But again, we don't
have.
have, fortunately,
Fortunately.
we don't have shootings in our schools. I don't know that I've ever heard of any like predominantly black schools where a kid comes back and shoots up the school. Now, maybe it happens in different areas of the country because, again, we don't always
That we
hear
don't
about
know about.
every single one of
Exactly.
them that we just don't know about because school shootings are so predominant at this point that we are one of the leading countries in the world for school shootings.
Which is
Do you think
crazy.
it's because of the whole gun thing? Because one of the
Gun
things,
laws.
they were trying to ban certain handguns and rifles, and I think only have like hunting weapons out. I think they're only trying to legalize that, but do you think they have anything to do with it?
I think it has a lot to do with it because we're one of the only countries that legally allows our citizens to carry an AK-47 through the streets as a gun. Like I just don't understand why a regular citizen needs a gun like that, because even when you go hunting, you can't do nothing with the game or the deer or whatever that you shoot with that gun, because that gun destroys the meat. So it's not like you necessarily, because that's been a lot of people's argument.
I thought they after they shoot them, they still eat the meat.
Yeah, if you shoot them with a particular gun, but if you shoot them with like a different gun, you can't eat some of that meat. That mean not like like if you're using like an army like a
hunting rifle.
A hunting rifle, that's one thing.
Rifle.
Yeah. An actual hunting rifle.
AK-47. A hunting rifle would be different than AK-47.
Right. You're talking about an AK-47.
See, I don't know a lot about guns.
Now going out hunting, you just killing. That's all you're doing with that. You're not hunting nothing. You're not bringing that back to feed anybody.
And the way the whole gun law anyway. So now, just a legal citizen can carry a gun at this point where you really ain't got to have like a license to carry no more.
You don't?
So,
I thought you had to.
Not necessarily no more. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have, you can have a license to carry, but you don't necessarily, like you can be, as long as you ain't no felon, you know what I'm saying? You could actually carry, if your gun is registered to you, you can carry a handgun.
So if I was driving down the street, I have my gun in my car and it's registered to me and I got pulled over by the police and the police searched my car.
As long as you ain't got your clip in it, you know what I'm saying? You ain't finna be in trouble. Okay. No. If it's registered to you. But the thing is, with everybody knowing, you know what I'm saying, that everybody's okay to carry guns at this point, that's, which I just think is a setup all around, because if everybody's around and can carry guns, which is going to make everybody want to carry a gun, felons and all, which is going to be an issue because as a felon, of course, you can't have a gun. But if you know that everybody around her having guns, of course you're going to have a gun and it's going to be more felons getting locked up. You're going to get pulled over. You're going to have a gun. You know what I'm saying? And shit, a charge for a gun can put you in prison, take it immediately federal. You know what I'm saying? Where basically for a gun, you liable to spend 15 years in federal prison for just having a gun because you're a felon.
See, that's crazy.
So I think what happens in some of these laws is they're not really created for blacks.
Hell no.
They're created for whites. And it sets us up because if majority of the men in our community are felons.
Exactly.
They cannot carry a gun.
Or be around
a gun. Meaning they can't really protect their home. How fair is it that the white man down the street can carry a gun? He might be violent. What if he comes up to your house or he does something to your house? You leaving my house vulnerable while he can just have a gun.
Exactly.
And if he decides at any time that he's going to pull that gun out on my wife, my child, anything.
How do I protect
myself and my family? I have the right to protect my family. And I think that's where, from me, gun laws get really, really I have an issue with gun laws.
Exactly.
Because black people are going to carry them. I was talking to somebody earlier this week who was basically like, black people aren't really violent, not by nature or not. When we're provoked to violence, we do get violent. But you have to provoke me first. Whereas we have some white people who just that's just their nature. That's just who they are. That's how they think.
I think that's people in general though.
Depends. But I don't think that you don't have a lot of.
I think I don't know. I wouldn't really put color on it. I think it's just people in general. That's sometimes when you provoke, because I mean, like me, I'm a calm person, but if somebody provoked me enough, they could provoke me to violence.
But if your family,
but that's any color though.
Okay. Anyway, but with that being said, if I'm not really in nature, I'm not a violent person, but you come up to my home and you threaten my home, I am going to get violent with you.
Right.
So I want to be able to protect my home, and I don't believe that it's right that we do have as many felons, and some of our men are felons for simple weed charges.
Exactly.
That we've now legalized.
That's the part that's tripping me out. So
that we have now legalized.
Exactly. That we've now legalized,
so
you have.
He still can't.
And he still can't carry and protect his family for a weed charge.
So do you think he's after form of conviction, and that's an automatic 10 years on you because you got a gun in the house with you or whatever that looks like.
So do you think that even though they're a felon and they're only a felon because of marijuana, and they were to be caught with a gun, they would still get in trouble, even though it's legalized?
Yes, they will.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter.
Because they have a felony charge.
You already have a felony charge. Yes. So it doesn't matter if it's legal at this point. You already have that felon there. And if you get caught with a gun, your ass is going to spend. Hopefully you ain't on probation because you automatically get 10 for this gun.
That's crazy to me. That is not right.
Yeah, it ain't right. It ain't
I
right.
just feel like everybody who ever got in trouble for weed, their record should be expunged. They should have a clean slate. If it's just weed.
And even people that's locked up. You know what I'm saying? I know they say that they passed the law where, you know, nonviolent crimes are getting less time, which is cool because I think it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That people in there, like I used to go to school with a guy in high school, I promise you, that actually got in trouble for drugs, and it might have been like his third offense. You know, don't give me second, third, whatever that looks like. You know, they third strike or whatever. They got like basically like pretty much life in prison for drugs. But you tell me that somebody can go out here and kill somebody.
Or rape
somebody. Yeah, exactly. Rape a kid. You can be, you know what I'm saying, go kill your kids. And that man get 10 years, where this man for selling drugs then got life in prison. You know, like that's just absolutely ridiculous to me.
Right.
Like it makes no sense that, you know what I'm saying, that this man is pretty much spending the rest of his life in jail for drugs.
Right.
Whereas you can go take somebody's life, you know what I'm saying, and be out of jail in 8 years.
Yeah, my brother was telling me that it's a guy who he's incarcerated with that it's his first offense and he got a life sentence. And it's really all up to the judge. Mm-hmm. It's what the judge want to do. You know, if he having a bad, shitty day, then he's just going to throw the books to whoever he wants to. And I think that's so crazy to me.
Oh, that's very crazy.
Yeah.
It makes no sense at all. Like, I don't understand how, you know, not saying, I mean, you know, I understand where, you know, they get time, but I just don't understand how somebody taking somebody's life can get less time than somebody actually selling drugs. Like, I get caught with weed, which is not something that's finna, you know what I'm saying, not detrimental, you know, to somebody's life.
Right.
You know, I get caught with selling weed. Or shit, you might be a felon and get caught with a blunt in your car and you liable to go spend 10 years for that.
That's crazy.
For getting caught with a blunt.
That's crazy.
I mean, I just think it's ridiculous.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. Laws is kind of, the way the government set up laws is kind of crazy.
Laws have never been set up for us.
At all.
They weren't.
They just not.
That's true.
Really
they're not set up for us. They're not set up for black people at all, which is so unfortunate. But I don't know. We just got to continue to work as a people and change that. Or just do better. Like even the shooting up there. Why are y'all shooting at a store? Why are y'all shooting?
Drive in there and just shoot. You know, I don't know what happened or whatever the case may be the other night.
Still.
But the fact of the matter is, it could have been kids out there.
Right.
It could have been, you know what I'm saying?
It could have been kids. I don't even know who.
They haven't really released.
They haven't released
it is.
anything. Have you heard anything?
Mm-mm. Like, they haven't released who it is, but the fact of the matter is, you just pull up into an open park, and that, you know, that store little as shit. You know, it's little as hell in there. You just shoot randomly, just pull up and just shoot 5 people. That's crazy as hell.
Right.
Like, you don't even feel protected in your own neighborhood.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be somebody we know that got shot. It's going to be somebody that we know that did the shooting. Like, why? It's like senseless shooting. Senseless killing around our whole neighborhood instead of just coming together as one. It makes no sense to me.
It's unnecessary.
It makes no sense.
So I got another question. Speaking of kids, should parents be allowed to microchip their kids in case of emergencies like abductions, runaways, or to inform medics of a child's special needs?
You do what you want to do with your own kid.
Would you microchip your kid?
I wouldn't microchip my kids, but I mean, if someone else felt the need to microchip their kid, I mean, I would. I don't know that I feel like sometimes.
I mean, is it like if you decided to do that, can you microchip your kid now? You can't?
No, hell no.
Why?
But if somebody decided to, I don't understand why that would be my issue, or why would I have an issue with that?
With with it being their kid, I don't see an issue either. I don't know if I would. You know, I guess it depends. Like, if I had a kid that was kind of iffy and, you know what I'm saying, I feel like every time I lay down that I would probably have to be like, you know, worried where they at or what that would look like. You know, is he coming home? I got to go look for him, or he just out in the streets, or, you know, I might have to microchip my kid. You know, I don't,
But how long would your parent have access to that? What if I'm grown and I don't want you to know where I'm at, but you got this goddamn chip up in me and you could just pull it up on your phone and see where I'm at?
But what if, okay, so maybe people microchip their children up until the age of 18, and then after 18,
Exactly.
then you as an adult have the right to remove that chip,
And
that
I'm-
microchip.
Exactly.
I mean, and I feel like, I don't know, as a parent, I can understand. I'm like Mika. You know, if I had a kid who was constantly gone, I was constantly worried about where my child is. My child is a runaway. I just, you know, I don't know where my kid is from one day to the next. You know, I go find her, I pick her up, I put her in the house, and then 2 seconds later she out the back door again. And, you know, to keep my kids safe, yes, I can see how people would microchip their kids.
Yeah,
you know?
I can definitely
or if
see
we
it.
live in an area where, you know, kidnappings are, you know, prone to happen, and I'm just really worried, and that's just something that bothers me. I can see microchipping your kid, you know, or like they said, if your kid got a medical issue and microchipping can read whatever medical issue your kid has, and if I'm not there, then somebody can, you know, come help, then I see that. But I'm not going to, I'm not going to tell somebody else, you don't have the right to microchip your kid. I mean, that's your concern, your worry.
It's your child.
It's your child.
kid.
It's your kid.
It's like we're supposed to be free, but we're not free.
Right,
There's
because
so
you
many
can
rules and
free
regulations to
within
everything.
in these compounds.
You can do this, but
Within this box, you're free.
But you can do this, but you got 15 rules to follow in order to what?
But I had the baby.
Yeah.
I can't put a chip in the baby. Like,
Exactly.
it's my baby.
It's my baby. And if I feel like, you know, like I said, I grew up as a kid. I think that was around the time when they first started talking about kids getting abducted. And that was when that show, that guy that had his kid that was abducted out of Walmart started doing the missing kids show on the TV.
What was that? No.
I can't think of the name of the show, but
Yes.
I grew up around that era, so I used to get really afraid of, like, I had a true fear of, like, being kidnapped. So if I was walking by myself, like, from my friend's house down the street, and I seen some weird truck or van, baby, I'd take off running. I'd be running. You would think, like, somebody is after her.
Why is she running?
What is she running for? But I see this weird looking
A
something.
black van, but you know, I used to be worried about that back in the day because that show, it was that show,
It
the
was.
missing show, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The missing kid show.
Missing,
Yeah.
and then you know what I'm saying. You used to always be like, that white van passed by here. Y'all know,
You know
as
what?
kids used to think
No,
that shit.
as an adult, I still think that if I pull up on the side of a white van, I move.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I ain't playing.
No, because at first, remember, they was doing trafficking at Walmarts. I don't know if y'all heard
Yes.
that just here recently, and at Walmarts, they used to be like, you know, kind of watch for them vans because they
Yeah.
was pulling young girls in there and trafficking them.
Yeah.
You know, actually,
I told you I was at the Belle Isle Walmart and somebody tried to abduct a little girl
exactly, that's crazy.
at the Belle Isle Walmart.
Yeah, see, I mean,
I saw it. He was running. I guess he was in the store trying to get the girl. Luckily, her mama was right there and saw him, but he was running. Another person sat there and chased him. He parked right there in front of the store.
and that's crazy.
But it's
to me.
stuff like that. Like, I mean, so you have, I mean, also, you know, the concern of, like, I won't send Legend into the bathroom, in the men's bathroom, by himself. And he's getting older to this point. He's like, I don't want to go in a girl's bathroom. But if it's
He's too
just
little.
me,
Yeah.
he's too little to go in there, because I've heard stories of where, like, people have sent their kids in the bathroom and someone's raped their child in the bathroom.
Or killed him.
Or killed them in the bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or tried to abduct. I've seen I was listening to or something, I read something where this mom had, her daughter said, I gotta go to the bathroom. She was a teenager. And she was like, okay, that's fine, go to the bathroom. And she said when it was taking her a while. Like, you know, why it's taking her so long? So the mama went to the bathroom to go check on her. And when she got to the bathroom to go check on her daughter, somebody had just stuck a syringe in her daughter. And so she was literally fighting people to get her daughter out of that bathroom. So that for me is scary.
That is
So, I
scary.
mean,
Yeah,
I
it
can
is.
see microchipping my kid for shit like that. Like,
I could too.
I might need to know where my kid is. And if that's a real true concern or safety issue for me, then as a parent, I feel like I should be able to have that concern. And, I mean, have it available. If people that want to do it can do it, and if you don't want to do it, then don't do
Just
it.
don't.
But
do
even
it.
your daughters, though, because of the whole trafficking thing, I think,
Right.
like they say, Oklahoma is like one of the worst states for trafficking
It is.
because of the 2 major highways that
Right.
run through the state. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it.
I can see
It's
it.
scary.
And don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you choose not to do it, just don't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But
it's
if
like
I
people,
choose
you know,
to do it, don't look at me weird
Weird or
because,
something. Right.
you know, my phone going off and I'm like, girl, that's just the micro shit. You know, I'm trying to see where, hold on.
Let me
I'm
find my
trying to
baby.
see. Let me see where it now. Word.
I mean, you
but-
know, and I get it, because I mean,
get it.
as a working parent who's not always available, who can't always do,
Exactly.
and you know, and with an older child, you know, like the
'Cause you
older
can't
my
watch that
daughter
every
gets, the more I get concerned. Like, you know, just sending her out the door, like, call me when you get her, text me when you get her, make sure you text me before you leave
Yes.
her. Just because I mean, you know, as a parent, I'm concerned. So, like I said, said, yeah, if as a parent that's what you choose to do for your own kids,
Right.
then
I don't see no problem.
I don't either.
Go for it.
So speaking of kids, because we all have, we're all about to have an 18-year-old here pretty soon.
God,
all of
yes,
us.
all
So
of
do
us.
y'all think that the drinking age should be lowered to 18 since they'll be old enough to vote? Should they be old enough to drink?
In other countries, you can be 16 and drink.
I wonder what the statistics is behind that.
Exactly. What, like...
What's the issue? It's they say the level of responsibility. So they say that, like,
No,
you know,
I understand.
your
That's my
maturity
thing with
level is higher. But how many people let their kids drink and stay at home with them? You know, we had a family function, and some people like their older kids drink at family functions, you know, or, you know, we had a family get together. I don't know that I would be okay with my kid being able to actually access and buy liquor at 18. Because I can understand that concept. You're not mature enough.
No. And you and your homeboys is going into the store. Like, my child will be 18. Yours going to be 18 just in this week. My child will be 18 in September. So my thing is him just going into the store with his homeboys.
To buy.
Jumping in the car. And they probably be irresponsible. They might pour it up in their cup, baby. I don't know about that. I think his mature level would probably need to be 21 to be purchasing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe legally to drink, but like I don't know, because you still send people in. I don't know how they go, because you still can send people in the store now.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it should be like legal to drink at 18.
Legal to drink at 18, maybe
but
21 to purchase. I can see that more. You know, because your maturity level is okay, but and maybe if I'm sitting there and we 18 and I give you a wine cooler or something like that and you with me, I think, no. I don't think 18 to purchase no liquor.
So then I guess the question would be, how much more mature are 18-year-olds compared to 21-year-olds? So I guess that would probably be something you would probably need to look at in spaces of, like, you probably have some 18-year-olds who are way more mature than 21-year-olds. You got some 21-year-olds who should be by age, but
right.
more mature than an 18-year-old. So I'm with y'all. I feel like, 18 to drink, maybe. So maybe you're 18, you can drink alcohol.
Exactly.
But 21 to purchase. I just don't believe that my 18-year-olds or 18-year-olds should be in the store buying liquor. When I was 18 years old, I was so irresponsible.
Yeah.
I wasn't no more
Because liquor don't really compare to cigarettes to me. Cigarettes can't make you have a car accident and kill somebody else, but alcohol can.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I see why they, raised the age to 21.
But at 21, you can still be just as irresponsible as you were when you were 18.
Yeah, but definitely
You
18 though.
So if you were asking me, should you raise
a little more mature?
Should you raise the age of purchasing liquor? To me, I think that you probably should raise the age from 21 instead of lowering it.
And I would even say I would be okay with it. I would say raise the age to about 25.
Yeah.
To purchase liquor. 25.
Well, I couldn't wait till I was 21 to be able to go into the liquor store.
I couldn't either. And I don't even know why. I probably went to go buy some damn boons or something like. Hey, some puckers.
Mad Dog.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it was something like real. But I couldn't wait. But my maturity level, I don't know. And women mature faster than some men too.
Right.
But my maturity level, probably even at the age of 18, my maturity level is probably more than what my child's is. Not saying that he's immature, but I feel like at 18, nigga, I was out on my, 17, I was out on my own, paying my own self's bills, knew what I had to pay, knew what this had to do. I'm taking care, I'm managing some shit. I can't see him in the next year even be like, what the water bills do, the gas bills do, my rent.
Mine either.
I think we just have spoiled them in that space. So no, my 18-year-old do not need to be buying liquor to be drinking with nobody. Exactly. And I don't know that at 21 should be any that at 25, I think, that's what I said, if you're asking me to go the other direction, I don't think we should be going down in drinking age. We probably should be going up.
I do too. Yeah. I think it should actually go up. I say 25 is a damn good age to be purchasing. They should up it because it's too many damn liquor. It's a liquor store at every fucking corner you go to.
Right.
You can purchase now at 7-Eleven. You can purchase liquor. So you just go in. Just probably wine and shit. But it's just the fact beer. Shit, people get drunk off of beer
all the time.
All the time.
So how old do you have to be to get a medical marijuana card? 18 or 21?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm curious.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Hopefully 21.
Hopefully 21. I mean, if they...
Because I need them not to be driving under influence either. Because they're still under the influence.
It is under the influence.
You know, you driving around, all of a sudden, you know, they like, step out the car, sir.
Right.
You know,
Because remember, some of our 18-year-olds is just now driving.
Exactly.
Because everybody don't start at 16.
Hell no, they don't.
Mm-mm.
So 18 are just now driving, and all of a sudden, they barely can. My son can barely focus with driving and texting, you know, on his phone. And I'm like, put the goddamn phone down. You know what I'm saying? I sure the hell don't want him to be able to go purchase no liquor or even get a fucking marijuana card.
Right.
You know, here soon. Hell no.
So speaking of like bills and stuff, do y'all think the minimum wage should be raised so that anyone working a full-time job are able to like afford?
Hell yeah.
What would that do to like the small businesses though?
It probably would be a concern in small businesses, but I think that because I don't believe that people should be able to work. I don't be
$7.25 can't pay shit.
Right.
You know, now if you $7.25, you know, back in high when we was young, you know, it was 5 something then. But just think $7.25, you know, and actually being, if you're not in high school, even in high school, shit is kind of hard. Shit, people, you know, at this point, people say cell phones ain't a necessity. But at this point, like, you know, 18, you know, how can you pay your cell phone bill? You got car insurance. If your parents making you pay car insurance. If your parents making you pay your own car payment.
And I'm sorry, cell phones past the age of 16 and older, to me, I think are a necessity.
I do too.
Because I've been in the car before where I done had a flat tire, left my phone at home.
And you just sitting
you just sitting there and you go to business after business trying to use their phones and half of them ain't got no damn phone.
Not going to let you use
Or not going to let you use their phone, or you tapping the person next to you trying to see if they going to let you use their phone. So for purposes of emergencies, while kids is out in cars, or they riding with their friends or things like that, they do need phones.
So just thinking that, how would that look like, you know, you working part-time, you know, you making $7.25. How the hell you gonna take care of your cell phone bill, your car insurance, your car payment? Your mama like, shit, well, you out with your friends, you want to go out to eat with your friends, you need to buy your own goddamn food. I ain't paying for that either. And you getting a $200 check.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see minimum wage somewhat for kids, but I don't really see it for adults. But at the same time, do you think that people think, well, you just could try to do better? You think that that's the mindset behind it?
But try to do better, and actually being able to do better is hard to tell people to do, because it's hard to get a job out. I mean, if you don't have no skills, you don't have no skill set, you trying to get skills set,
right?
You know, it's hard to tell people that you can just do better.
Exactly.
You know, what if I'm the kid who barely made it through high school, got a high school diploma, and now you're expecting me to go get a trade. Well, what if I went to trade school and I realized that I just didn't understand the information, or it just wasn't working? Like, you know, you got kids that's out here on IEPs that, you know, it just wasn't working. Like, I tried that avenue and it just didn't work. Or what if you was the kid
that messed up or even you was the kid that messed up at a young age. Now you got a felony. You can't go get a job.
They love to pay people minimum wage.
You hear me?
Right.
And McDonald's ain't even trying to hire your ass. You know what I'm saying? And all you can do with some of these jobs that's gonna hire you is, as a grown ass person, you didn't did your time. You didn't messed up when you was 18. You didn't got out of jail at 25, and all you can do is get something that pays $7.25 an hour. How the hell you gonna pay your bills on that?
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
I think that people should be able to at least live. At least be in a space. I think if you working every day, because to me that's trying. If you going to work every single day, you got a full-time job. I don't give a damn if it's McDonald's, Burger King, wherever it is. Exactly. You getting your ass up every day and faithfully going to your job every day, then you should be able to live. You should be able to pay your bills.
Exactly.
I just don't understand that concept of, I'm doing this every single day and I can't pay my bills. And people be like, well, just get a second job. But what if you're a single parent? And the daycare that's close to you, you walk in, because some parents, I mean, reality is you get up every morning, you get your kids together, you walk to the daycare that's at the corner, because that's the daycare that's closest to you. You drop your babies off and then you walk up to your job because you don't have a car.
Are you
catching the bus?
A lot of people
catching the bus. I do, yeah. A lot of people catch the bus.
Are you getting on the bus and you catching the bus, and the daycare right down the street from your job, and the daycare don't stay open past 5:30. So you get off of work every day at 5. You get down to your daycare, get your kids, y'all get back on the bus and get back home. If that's all you have, and really me going to get another job is not realistic because I don't have a support system to keep my kids, then it's hard to say go do better or get a second job or try to do something different, because if all I've ever done is fast food, you know, and then I apply for another job and they want me to work outside the hours of the daycare is open.
Exactly.
How much do you think minimum wage should be? How much do you think is enough?
I think at least $9.50. Take it up to at least $9.50. Like,
I said 40 hours a week, $400 a week, I think is sufficient. I think you can figure that out, even if you get like housing or you get some level of food stamps. I do think that, like, that can at least try to help your
but
family.
if you're making $400 a week, that's about $9 something an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you probably ain't gonna even qualify.
You will, depending on how many people are in your household.
But what if it's just you?
But if it's just you, then no, you're
you
not
might
gonna
be able to make it.
But if it's just you,
you can make it.
If it's just you, then you need to make it anyway.
Right.
Only thing I'm thinking about is when you have like kids and family and
stuff.
shit like that. Because if it's just you, get a second job.
Right.
At that point, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause hey, if you want to make it and you ain't making it off that first job, my thing is if it's just you, you better get a second job.
And I'm with you on that one. If it's just you, you ain't responsible for nobody else.
Exactly.
Siblings, mama, your grandma live with
Exactly.
you. You ain't got no other obligation outside of you.
I don't think people who, if it's just them, have an excuse.
Hell no.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear shit about nothing.
You
Because
should be out here
have the
hustling and
ability-
say as bad as much as you can.
You have the ability to go get a second job and do whatever
do.
it is you have to do. But when you have other obligations and kids and stuff like that, people that you have to worry about, it is harder. And I think those people should make more.
They should.
So then the question then comes in to play, like, what if you are not necessarily a single person, but you're a single person that doesn't live with your kids? I think if you don't live with your kids and your kids ain't your primary responsibility,
I look at them as just people.
you take care of yourself. You by yourself.
So that mean again, shit, if you ain't making off that minimum wage job, you better go get a second job.
Yep.
Shit, you gotta hustle the way you can. Shit,
Right.
we all out here. I mean, you just gotta make it.
Yep. If
Shit,
you only got
by any means necessary.
Right.
Like, I don't care what it is. By
Right.
any means necessary, shit, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
We have to do what we have to do. We have to
Yeah.
cut back when we have to. We gotta rearrange stuff.
Just
if
like
we
that
need
meme
to.
on, have y'all seen that meme where it says somebody making minimum wage or $7.25 an hour out of here, like balling out of
Living their best
control,
life.
living their best life, and somebody out here making shit 18 an hour, shit, living paycheck to paycheck. That be the
struggling.
truth. Struggling.
That is the truth.
That be the truth, because they gonna get that person that make shit minimum wage. You gonna get all kind of motherfucking
Nails done, hair done.
Yes.
I'm like,
Because let me tell
how
you
they
the
doing that?
Yes,
because the problem is when you make a $7.25, you got a couple of kids. Usually they got about 2 or 3.
Exactly.
You got some Section 8. They paying your rent. I mean, you may be paying like $50 a month on that.
Yes.
And then you got some food stamps, so you ain't buying no food because you cooking every day for the kids.
Expensive.
Man,
Right.
I be pissed off. I'm telling you, grocery store is one place that pissed me off. I be in there with that calculator, baby.
Do
Hell yeah. Shit.
With Mika.
Man, I'm telling you, I be like, Jaden, stop talking to me. Shit. I'm adding shit up. Girl, because shit, by the time you get up to you like 209, what?
And look at your, hold on, you got 3 bags.
And you look at your basket like, what did I buy?
What did I buy?
Look, when I leave, I look at
$90.
the receipt like, did they overcharge?
Yeah, you going through it, like, and I'm watching while she ring it up, making sure shit don't get charged up twice. Like, hold on, did you ring that up twice? Because shit, groceries high.
Hell, high as
Groceries
hell.
fucking high.
I done left about of places before and been like, I just spent $300. And I ain't even get no fucking meat.
And I didn't even get much yesterday. We just kind of ran in and ran out. And that was
Yes.
$150 yesterday.
Right.
crazy.
Like,
I'm
I didn't
like-
even get no meat. Like, how I spent $300 on food and even
That
get
need
no
meat.
meat. I still need meat.
I'm gonna fill up that freezer first. You hear me? I'm like, nigga, we can make it work with some sides. I don't give a damn. I can make you be like, I can make some shit work. I'll be the guy. Hamburger meat. I'm gonna make tacos, spaghetti, hamburgers. Nigga, then we might have, you know what I'm saying? Chips. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna get my meat, fill my freezer up first.
You
I
have
don't give
to.
a damn about them snacks and none of that shit. Like, you gonna have some meat, and I promise you, I'm gonna make it work, nigga. I'm gonna get that big thing of hamburger meat. Girl, be done cooked one day. We having spaghetti day. I done broke it off and put it in a Ziploc bag. Next day, I'm patting up patties. The struggle real.
You gotta get it how you
The
live.
struggle is real.
I'm right there
baby.
with you, Mika, because
I'm
I didn't
gonna
walk
make it
there
work.
before. I was like, I didn't even get no meat, so I showed it. I go straight back to the meat first.
That'd be first.
Then
thing
I
I'm
pull
getting
up the
on
door and
her.
I'll be like, all right, we got everything we're going to get at this point. But meat be the first thing I get.
Snacks is the last resort for
Hell
me.
yeah, it
I
is.
don't give a shit
And my
about no
kids don't
snacks.
even eat that many snacks, girl. I'm getting
Mine
meat,
either.
and then
Mine
I
do.
make sure you got to get the eggs, bread, milk, you know. And then after that, we gonna start filling in at that point.
Right.
You know, here goes some cereal. Let's get some ramen noodles that stretch. You know, they good for that for a snack. You know, I don't give a damn. I'm like, shit, we make it work though.
We
I
get
promise
noodles
you.
every time we go to the store.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, because them
I'm
kids
like,
love them
go
damn
pick.
noodles.
Mhm,
You know?
Right.
cheap.
Got
I'm
to.
like, and it helped. And then pizzas, nigga, I'm good for getting them dollar pieces, nigga.
Baby.
Stacking them motherfuckers up in the freezer. Like, put your piece in the oven, shit, for snack when
Right,
you get
should
home.
be all right.
I'm telling you, my kids don't eat fucking sandwiches.
See, mine do.
Mine do, too.
My kids do not eat fucking
Grilled
sandwiches.
cheese, peanut butter jelly, and ham, and turkey sandwich.
They
Mine
don't
do,
eat
too.
no sandwich.
Yeah, mine do.
Mine
Unless
eat a
it's from
sandwich.
Subway.
Mine eat a sandwich.
Shit.
Baby,
I'm
you
like,
you
my
better
kids
go in there
don't
and
eat
grilled
hamburger
cheese it.
helper. I'm like, y'all be tripping.
Oh, they bougie.
Yeah.
Right, because
Hell
mine
yeah.
eat
Mine eat
hamburger
hamburger
helper.
helper, too. No, we
My
get the
kids-
Velveeta con. The Velveeta con is bomb.
Nigga, my kids do not
Yeah.
eat hamburger helper. I'm like, these niggas, nigga, we living on straight up. Would be like a bird.
Dante
bird
making
taste
a-
with Moet.
Nika
yeah.
making a
But-
whole. What's the
I'm telling
name?
you.
She making gourmet meals over there for her kids.
Girl, hell no. They get stuff, but you know what I'm saying? They just don't be like, you know, it seems like we eat, you know, we'll eat some, we don't eat too, you know, we don't eat no gourmet meals, but shit, we eating. But they ain't eating like the quick stuff. You know, I'm quick to make some tacos or some burritos, not, you know, meatloaf. Girl, my daughter be like, I ain't getting meatloaf, well, baby, you better, I'm going to make you a hamburger on patty on the side.
Baby, because that's
Shit.
what's going to
All
happen.
that dang
It
ground
gotta
beef.
be all the same, girl, with the same meat. I ain't making two separate shit. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, girl, we make it work. I'm telling you, I'm like, kids too goddamn picky nowadays too. I'm like, I used to have to eat whatever was cooked.
That's, yeah.
You'll get some mamas now, you see, that be that made 4 different trips. Or
Hold on,
either
wait.
you want to go out to eat and you didn't stop at McDonald's, Wendy's. Nigga, no, you pick one thing. We going one place. You do that? Hell no. I'm
Only
not doing that.
because I don't always eat what they eat. If they eat, no, I won't go 3 different places. But I have been in 2 different places. So like, I love the taco truck. So I'll go down to the taco truck and get some dollar tacos. But I get to the taco truck and they be looking at me like, I don't want no tacos. So we go wherever they want to go at that point. But that's, I mean, so like if they eat McDonald's, I work out. I gotta be at the gym and McDonald's gonna have me sitting up looking like somebody's Oompa Loompa.
Sorry,
Yeah,
y'all.
that's Oklahoma.
We got the helicopter.
Helicopters too.
I mean, McDonald's gonna have me looking like somebody's Oompa Loompa if I eat too much of it.
See, I don't eat
So,
McDonald's, period.
I don't eat McDonald's. No, I think that's different when a parent goes somewhere different than
It
the kids.
Kids, yeah.
I'm talking about if you got 3 kids and
You
you
got
got
3
3
kids,
different
but
But
places.
have y'all seen
Yeah.
that new meme where people saying kids used to want chicken nuggets and French fries, and now they don't want chicken nuggets and French fries? They want crab legs.
That's my baby. I ain't gonna even lie. Girl, yes, hey, Jake, where you want to go? Red Lobster? Nigga, I'm talking about where you want to go where they got $1 menu. Nigga, we going to Wendy's? You want what? McDonald's? What do you want? They got $1 menu.
Girl.
Like, no,
Look,
that
you
be
dated.
dating. Be like, what you want to go eat? Crab leg? Girl, no,
Uh-uh.
that's not what we going to eat.
Nah, baby, hold on, look, I don't give my, first of all, kids these days eating crab legs, and I didn't start eating crab legs till I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I could
Exactly.
afford my own crab legs. 'Cause
Exactly.
My folks weren't taking me to be eating crab legs on
No.
a regular basis. So my kids better know that it better be a special occasion, birthday or something, before you haul off and say crab legs.
Not my kids, but I didn't put them in that mindset. Though.
We ain't
That
eating
wasn't-
no crab
that
legs
wasn't
like that.
Me, and then I just got to follow up, girl. Yeah, they.
But I think it's just because crab legs are way more accessible in the city. Everybody's at, what's that party? Something.
All these little crab boil places are popping up too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Getting
girl, that's
more
me.
popular.
And I
Yeah.
love seafood, so that'd be the
I do
thing.
too.
I'm not really
Because I think we only had like Red Lobster growing up. That was like your
exactly
seafood
and
option.
That was
Crab
like,
Town.
and that was a big place for go. That you ain't going there. I don't remember my grandma ever take me out to eat. Like I don't remember going out to eat. Period. Like unless. Only place we used to go, and that's if my grandma didn't feel like cooking on. That was once, maybe every few months, was Furs. We all ate Furs, and that
Baby.
food was not.
We did too. First and
Furs
ate
was
Furs
the only
every-
thing.
Baby, we was at Furs so much when I was little. I remember the
We was
Furs
too.
in Shepherd's Mall.
That's yeah.
That's where it would be.
Furs,
Yeah.
yes. We
In
used to eat
Piccadilly.
Furs. But then other than that, my grandma was cooking 7 days a week. I promise you.
Yeah.
My mama cooked once every 2 months. She didn't cook often
Shut
at all.
up.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mama cooked all the time. But like
Yeah.
when my grandmother, when my mom's mom, we always did Furs. And then my dad's mom, her sister cooked. every Sunday. Well, her dad cooked until he passed away, and then her sister cooked. Girl, we used to eat fried chicken every Sunday.
I'm telling you, my grandma had that dinner ready at 3 o'clock. When you walk through that door, dinner was already ready. You'd be like, okay, girl. Before I was going to work at Long John Silver's, nigga, I had already ate dinner and everything.
For real?
Yes, girl. She was not playing no games with that. On Fridays, we knew that she gonna sit out about. Depends on how many grandkids was in the house at that point. It'd be about 5 or 6 Shastas.
For real?
We only got pop on Fridays.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, you had like old family, like
old family, yes.
Up.
And I used to do that. I did my kids to just recently, probably when my husband got locked up. I was so much in that mindset where they had to ask for something, like the little kids had to ask for something to drink. Like, can I have something to drink? Girl, now I don't really make them, but yes, they used to ask.
Well,
they used to do that. Kids asking.
I used to do that only because groceries are too expensive. And I feel like when they had they have free range now, but when they had free range in the kitchen, I just felt like that would eat everything up.
Yes.
But now, and they love something sweet. They love juice.
Yes.
And so juice will be gone just like that. It's like, damn, I just bought that. And
like
now,
ass.
so yeah, they need to ask, in order to get something to drink.
Ask.
They used to. They don't know more.
I used to hate going to people's
house. And mine
house.
just started, like, within the last 2 years, where I didn't have them asking, girl, but they would have to ask.
They're older? I think it's because mine are older.
Probably because they arguing on it. Hopefully they kind of conscious about, once it's gone, oh well.
And see, mine are.
And yeah, I'm not
are.
going back to the store. So you said them cookies is gone. Oh well, because I'm not going back to the store till it's time to go back to the store.
Yep.
So if they gone, they gone.
They gone, right.
If they go on day one, I'm not going back to
Yeah,
day
I grew up
14.
in a house where you just, if it was in there, you ate it, and if it was gone, it was gone. That's how my mama was. So growing up, I always that's how they are. Once it's gone, it's gone.
But see, my mama never did a big grocery shop. She never would go grocery shopping. She would just run the outwells.
She only cooked once every 2 months.
Right, right. But she would run the outwells and just get a few things like, beans and rice. Like little stuff here and there. She never really bought snacks. So it wasn't like nothing to go.
So y'all ate out a lot?
We ate out a lot. A whole lot.
That might be why you so conscious of getting your kids healthy and stuff like that, your health kit. Because you don't want them to be like...
I don't know. I don't know. I eat out sometimes, but I just cringe like when I have to eat out too much. Yeah. I just don't. I don't like it.
I suck. I have to get better at that because I eat out so much.
I don't like it.
Me and my kids eat out a lot.
And then, it makes
it's just so convenient for me because, my job, the way my job works. So I'll like plan out like I'm leaving this morning. I set the ground beef in a refrigerator, to thaw it out. And then some shit will happen and it'll be 8 o'clock before I get home. It's too late to cook. Like, by the time I'm done cooking, it's going to be 10 o'clock.
No, I definitely
and then that meat will sit in there, because the next day some shit will pop up, and that meat will sit in there and go bad. So I had to stop doing it. So, like, only time, like, I cook on the weekends for them, because I know I'm at home, unless I'm on call or whatever. But during the week, it's really hard for me, unless we get home. Like, so if we get home, I have had times where I get home at, like, 4. Or I just pick the day and I just ain't going in or whatever. Then I will cook on those days.
See, mine is I'm not cooking on weekends. So if you get something out to eat, it's gonna be on the weekend.
See, I'm cooking on weekends.
I'm cooking during the week.
I cook on weekends.
I cook on weekends more.
So Sunday through Thursday, they getting the meal. Friday through Sunday,
fend for yourself.
No. Friday and Saturday, fend for yourself. Sunday through Thursday, I'm cooking. So I'm liable to go get something. We'll grab some while we out, running around because we busy on weekends. But Sunday, you're gonna have a cooked meal.
But I used to want to cook meals so bad, but we would just go out all the time. And even like when I have to go out of town for work and I'm gone for like 2 weeks, it's like I can't wait to get back home and get a home cooked meal because I just hate eating out there.
It's different. Them home cooked meals
are like
they are different.
Or like sometimes I go
fast food and they be hungry again. I'm like, oh well, you better go get some noodles or something.
Right. Like, or the other part about that is like I have to get them sometimes and drop them off because I'm like in the middle. So they get out of school 3:30, 4. I go get them. I got to feed them before I come home because I'm not going to be home till later. So I stop and grab something to eat, drop them off at home, and then I got to get back out, and then I'm out again till like 9 o'clock. So that's kind of like our schedule, like how it works. So we eat out a lot. We do eat out a lot.
Yeah. Thank God I don't. Them bills pile up. Them eating out bills,
they don't
once
care.
You look at them.
And then I think it's something in the food at restaurants because I swell up bad if I eat out a whole lot.
Yeah.
I can't eat out a whole lot, but when I eat at home, I'm fine.
Exactly.
So it's something, I don't know if it's preservatives, salt.
Yeah.
Hold on, look. And it's a way to eat out and eat out cheap and make it cheaper than if you went and bought groceries. I learned that too. All these dollar menus and you can just kind of throw a meal together.
go grab their ass some dollar sandwiches and then bag of chips, and that be me sometimes. Girl, I be there like, I'm gonna stop here and get them a dollar hamburger, run down to Family Dollar, grab them a chips, and then a dollar pop, $2 pop, and here y'all go, girl. They
$3.
$3, shit.
Right. So I mean, I guess I done learned, but I had to learn how to do that too, because then you be $15 meals and
That shit
so
quick.
and because like I said, I have to. Sometimes I just have to.
And see, we all in adult meals over here, so it's expensive.
You hear me?
Elaine in adult meals now.
Is it?
Girl, yes. He don't do nothing less than a 6-piece chicken nugget, and Jesus, that is only if he ain't.
I'm talking about going to Chili's or somewhere like that. My kids.
Oh, girl, he still don't want no kids meal.
They ain't looking at no kids meal.
Girl, neither's mine. Shit.
So anyway,
Yeah, well, it's been a good conversation.
yeah, it was a good conversation
Yeah.
about different topics.
So why do you think
Exactly.
controversial conversations are hard to have?
Because they're based on opinions. And sometimes, like you had that whole conversation about perception, my perception of whatever the topic may be one thing, yours could be another, and it could cause us to go to
A
head.
debate.
Yeah, debate us to, be at odds. or
Head
whatever.
to head.
Yeah, head
Because
to
of what
head.
you feel.
Right.
Yeah.
So do y'all believe that because of that, controversial conversations aren't had as often as they should be?
Probably not. Because sometimes you just don't want to go to that point where you're going to have to feel like you got to be combative, about a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Where it can just be a decent discussion. We two adults, we have a decent... Because, you might go... even politics at work and shit. You can't discuss that
Especially
kind
in
of
the workplace. It's a
You know
lot
what
of
I'm
stuff you
saying?
don't
People,
wanna-
you can't have no controversy. What do you think about... it's just going to go head to head.
Because I was talking to a coworker recently, and he got into it. He was like, he didn't care about losing his job or nothing, but he said it was like around the time when Trayvon Martin got shot, and he said one of our coworkers, white coworkers, said that Trayvon Martin deserved what he got because he was being defiant or whatever to Zimmerman. And so he like, you don't know what it's like to, for your kid to go out. I have to constantly look on my phone and GPS to see where my kid is to make sure he's safe. I have to constantly tell him, when you make it to this destination, call me, to make sure that he's safe.
Exactly.
So, you don't have those type of worries being a white man, but as a black man, you have those type of concerns and worries. So he said they were going head to head, and he was like, I didn't even give a shit about losing my job that day. So I think that's why in the workplace, you can't talk, because a lot of times the workplace is mixed. You got white and black. A lot of white people don't know our experiences. They're naive to it, and so it's like, oh, you all deal with racial profiling? Like, yes, we do. And so it's it's stuff like that they don't know about.
So I guess so then my question to follow up on that one is, I think sometimes what we have done as a culture and what we're starting to as a culture is not talk about it because it ruffles feathers. But when we talked about our conversation about perception, the only way to be able to help people see and understand our perception of things is to communicate or talk about those ways, to talk about things like that. And so, not necessarily saying that your workplace is the best place to have that, but do you think that maybe what we should be doing is having more of a cultural competence type of forum where people are able to come and be educated about the black experience, the white experience, the Asian experience.
So yes, so to answer your question, yes. So we actually started a special emphasis group at my job. I'm on the committee, and what that is like, like February is Black History Month, and so we highlighted certain, people in the Black history community or whatever. We talked about racial profiling and some of the things that black people go through. And we were supposed to have a TV, but he actually wanted, like some statistics on the board. How often are we pulled over compared to whites? Stuff like that white people don't know about. He wanted that on there to inform them. And every month is something different. In June, it'll be LGBT. So, if it's certain statistics that we don't know, about LGBT people, it's out there for us to know. So we're trying to incorporate that because it is like a diverse workplace or whatever. We are trying to incorporate that.
And I think it's important for us to continue to have those conversations, because I think what we are recognizing or seeing in some of these laws that we have that have been put into place is we're taking ourselves almost 15, 20 years, 30 years. I mean, you're talking 1973 for Roe versus Wade. That was way before any of us was, that was like a good 9 years before I was even born. That we have, so 36 plus 9 years, we have backtracked ourselves, and now we're implementing laws that are now coming back from the 70s, where we've had 40 plus years of success in this law and everything's been going okay and we don't have that problem and this isn't a problem or whatever. But because it's so controversial, so many people stop talking about it, and the only way to pass history is to continue to talk. Is to continue to have those conversations. Even when they get uncomfortable, is to continue to have those conversations. And so I think sometimes what we see or what we are seeing is because we have also started to seclude ourselves. I mean, I know that we have, inclusive workplaces, but we're not. I mean, black people we go to a black church. We hang out in black events. I mean, we try to be around our own and what's familiar and what's comfortable for us. It's the same with them. So how will we learn what your struggles are, what you guys have to deal with, or how would I know that you worry about your kids every day and I don't necessarily have to worry about my kids every day, or or when the police pull you over, they deal with you harsher than they deal with me. So when we have these protests and things like that, a lot of these people just haven't had the experience. They don't know, so they looking at us.
You can talk about it, but they still won't know because they've never actually dealt with it.
So yeah, it's not. And so what it is being compassionate about your experience. So
exactly,
I can't have. Is it compassion
empathy.
Or empathy? I can't. Some things I'm never going to experience, but I can still be compassionate about your experience, even though I've never experienced your experience. And so I think what happens is when we have these perceptions of how it is, the ability to be able to change a person's perception when I've had the conversation with you allows you to be compassionate about my perception. But the things that I've gone through, or the things that I have to experience.
Yeah, I like I said, I do talk about it somewhat at work. I know who I can talk about it with, and I think it's a way of talking about it.
It is a way of talking about it.
But if I know that you are, a confrontational person,
exactly.
I'm not going to have
You're
a
always
conversation.
on the defensive side.
I'm not going to have the conversation with you about it. But,
right.
I mean, people that I know are cool and I can talk to, yes, I'll have the conversation with you because you're right, it do need to be had. But at the same time, you got to pick and choose your battles with certain stuff at work.
That's what I said. I think at work, yes. But I think we also need to kind of start working on, forums and maybe ways. Because, example, Lewis said, when we were doing the perception, and he was saying, well, maybe what we need to look at is police training. And I think sometimes you don't get those different mindsets or thoughts or conversations out of people until you've had the conversation. Because I can have a conversation with 15 different people, and everybody's like, well, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. And I might get to number 16, who says, well, why don't we try this? Which may be a good idea to try. So I just don't believe that we should just stop having the conversation. I think we should continue to have the conversations, but try to figure out ways to be able to have conversations and integrate other people into those conversations.
Right.
So,
I agree.
But yeah. So, anywho, you guys know you can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. On Instagram, we are Mochatea_podcast. On Facebook, we are just Mochatea Podcast, no symbols or anything. On Twitter, we are Mochatea Podcast, so you can just do the @ symbol, and Mochatea Podcast behind it. We are on SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, right now, as all of the forums that we are currently on that you can listen to us on. On all of the bios in Facebook and Instagram and our personal pages on Facebook and Instagram, we have the Linktree link, which if you just click on that, it'll pull up all of the different ways to be able to listen to us. We have a new episode every Sunday, but we drop also, you can listen to us at any time throughout the week on those other two platforms. On Mondays and Fridays, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, we are on SeattleHipHopRadio.com. You can either listen through the website or you can download the app. I did go to look for the app, though. I need to ask him about that, too, because I went to look.
App.
Well, I had the app on my phone, but I went to go upload the app on the iPad, and I couldn't find it. So,
yeah, I have the app.
Again, I don't know if something happened or what happened, because when I reset the iPad, I couldn't find it. But if you can't find the app, it's still SeattleHipHopRadio.com is the website. You can still pull it up via the website and listen to us that way. And again, it's Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then we are on Gmail. That is Mochatea2018 @gmail.com. If you have any questions, inquiries, want to just chat it up, want to ask us any questions that you can't get a hold of us on any other forum, then that's a great way to get a hold of us as well. And we are out.
Peace.